Right, yeah, thanks. Good to see you again. Okay, so things are going to spiral out of control the closer we get to the election. I agree with. um, but because people are closer to children now than they were, that's I can't see the end of the text, so something that needs to be fixed there, I guess.
I think I'm
But
closer to children than they are adults.
yeah, do you think that's so? Okay, so a couple of questions.
Yeah.
One, actually, a lot of questions, not a couple, and random thoughts. So I'll do a stream of consciousness dump here. Okay, so I think the system that exists is very archaic and not suited to the modern world. I think that there's a question about whether it's better to be a child or an adult, and what exactly are the qualities that make you closer to a child than an adult. I had another one, but I can't remember what it was. So we could just, maybe those are some points to consider.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to get at with this one is when I say children versus adult, like the way you can cope with, differing ideas and, kids. What's that?
Sorry, I'm just verbalizing as you explain. It's
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like when kids don't get their way, they just can't handle it. You know what I mean? They don't have a method to so they just freak out, and that's how people act now. It's all this stuff going on, between like the racial tensions and the two parties just going at it, and it's everything is just getting like more and more ramped up every day. Every day.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. And it's just every day, you hear something else that's completely insane happened for a reason that's just, it's just silly. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
But nobody will look at it that way. If I said that to somebody who is on one side or the other firmly, they'll look at me and say, well, you're an idiot if you think it doesn't matter, because you're just taking yourself out of the equation. That's what they think. They think you're like wasting your opinion almost. But the way I see it is that you got to be able to like listen to other people, and your way is not necessarily right because it's your way.
And if you're a young person, it's probably not the right way.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean,
it's not the right way if as a young person you have an ideology, because there's no way you can have given as much thought to that as someone who's older. But if as a young person you're flexible, which is what young minds are anyway, then that is the right way. That's the right way to approach the world. But the trouble is, I think a lot of these kids, well, I say kids, buddy, I'm old, but a lot of these younger people act like they know what's going on, and the only reason they know what's going on is because they've been told that by people who've never really been in the real world.
Well, people grow up and they hear what their parents say and go along with that, or the exact opposite. They hate what their parents say and they go the total other way. But either way, you're getting way too firmly planted in something that you have no idea what you're actually talking about. And then people have they just get themselves locked in on an idea, and that's it. They won't change no matter what you show them, no matter how much evidence. These people who, there's basically, I see it as two sides and they're both wrong. The cops who are doing crazy, definitely racially charged things at times. Other times it's probably justified, but either way it's happening repeatedly. And then the African American people who are just on the other side of it completely, who say everything that they do is wrong and everything's racist, and just both sides. There's no end in sight, and it's just all escalation and no de-escalation.
In the case of the latter, I feel like, so it's hard to not come across as like, oh fuck it, I'm just going to speak. So I think that first you kind of have to give a disclaimer before you speak, which is that yes, there's like a bunch of injustice and blah blah blah, and the world is not perfect and full of, and it has some racists and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of this stuff going on online, just people talking about it. They've never actually even experienced it, and they're talking about it like it happens to them every day. And there's a lot of like just making it about me and the story I believe. Just like everything fits into my story and is about me. I feel like people just need to get on with what they're doing.
Well, that's the biggest problem. Everybody interjects themselves into everything. It has nothing to do with them, and they don't know what really happened.
That's true.
It's just automatic. You have the people who want very badly for the cops to be proven right, and then you have the people who want very badly for the protesters or the people who, you have people who are outright claiming the guy who went on the shooting rampage in Dallas as a hero for them.
Yeah, and I saw some protesters saying, "What do we want? Dead cops? When do we want it now?"
And you know what?
What the fuck?
I mean, and listen, I can't say I disagree that there's a lot of bad cops out there and they do a lot of terrible things, but even so, that doesn't mean you do the same thing back. It works both ways. Sometimes things like that can't be avoided, but they do it far too often.
Yeah.
It happens too much, but that doesn't mean doing the same thing works either. So it's just a big mess, and nobody ever gives an inch. There's no meeting in the
middle. Yeah, nobody gives an inch.
Not enough,
No.
So I just see it as like, it's already bad now. And the election, to me, this is like a big, even though I don't think it matters who wins or, even if we have that much effect on who wins, in everybody else's eyes, people who are really into it, this is like a huge moment. And every time a huge moment like that comes around, everybody gets really emotionally invested and they get themselves all worked up, and that's when people get completely crazy.
Yeah. What have we had so far? We've had like the anti-Trump rallies. We've had these shootings and the protests. And what else do you see? I mean, do you see like just increase in the intensity of the things that we've seen so far, or is this something?
You could see everything that's going on. That is nowhere near me and not involving me at all. But then even in a little, like a small little thing, like the conversations I hear, like at work, and it's like, a topic will get brought up, and you could just tell there's like that tension, like some guys who are on that side and then some guys who are on the other side, and that's it. It's like nobody, they'll listen to each other, but they don't really listen. They just wait to say what they want to say, and nobody's mind ever gets changed. So
no, it really doesn't.
It's really bad when that. I mean, I change my mind all the time about stuff. I say things and then I think about it later. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think I do it too much.
I don't understand it's like a pride factor that they just can't let go of. It's stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we agree more or less on this. I'm going to challenge you on the Brexit thing.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.